Have you ever wondered why some people simply disappear from social media or why they never show up there at all? No updates, no stories, no announcements, just silence. And yet, strangely, those same people often feel more rooted, more self aware, and more emotionally grounded than anyone constantly online. It's not that they're hiding, it's that the digital world doesn't feel like the place their soul belongs. And today we're going to explore the deeper truth behind that. For many people who avoid social media, the first thing they crave is peace. The online world moves fast, too fast. There's always something happening, someone posting, someone debating, someone comparing. Their minds don't enjoy being pulled in 100 directions by thousands of strangers. These are the people who feel deeply, think deeply, and absorb emotions like a sponge, and the constant noise of social media becomes overwhelming. Stepping away isn't about isolation, it's about preserving their inner clarity. They would rather sit with their thoughts than with a feed designed to distract them from themselves. Another truth is that social media has quietly turned life into a stage where everyone feels obligated to appear happy, confident, successful, or interesting. But for those who avoid it, the idea of curating a version of themselves feels exhausting. They don't want to rehearse their joy or edit their pain. They want to live life as it is, not as it looks. To them, authenticity matters more than aesthetics, and they refuse to let their life become content for others to consume. They're also painfully aware of comparison culture. Even strong, grounded people can feel not enough after scrolling. The subtle competition, who's more accomplished, more attractive, more stable, starts to eat away at their peace. People who avoid social media often do so because they know their mind too well. They know how easily comparison can distort self-worth. And instead of letting the world's highlight reels shape their perception of themselves, they quietly choose to step back and protect their emotional balance. But maybe the most beautiful thing about people who avoid social media is the way they value real relationships. They don't want digital substitutes for closeness. They prefer conversations that aren't typed, laughter that isn't compressed into emojis, and moments that aren't filtered. When they love fully. When they connect, they are genuinely present. Their friendships might be smaller in number, but they are deeper, richer, and more meaningful. They show up for people in real life, not just online. There's also a hidden layer, the discomfort of being watched. When you post, you invite interpretation, judgment, assumptions. For someone who thinks deeply or worries about being misunderstood, this becomes uncomfortable. These individuals prefer to control their own narrative. They don't want a single photo or caption to become someone else's idea of who they are. By staying offline, they protect their identity from being shaped by others. Their life becomes theirs again, not a public performance. And then there's something even more profound. Some people are simply comfortable with being unknown. In a world obsessed with visibility, they don't need an audience to feel valued. They don't measure their existence by how many people are paying attention to them. Their sense of worth comes from who they are, not who's watching. There is a rare peace in choosing to grow quietly, to heal privately, to evolve without commentary. Privacy becomes a form of power. The truth is, people who avoid social media are not disconnected. They're deeply connected to themselves, to the real world, to their inner life. They don't want a million tiny windows into other people's lives. They want presence, depth, silence, and sometimes disappearing from the digital world is how they return to themselves. Maybe that's the quiet wisdom behind all of this. Not everything meaningful needs to be shared. Not every moment needs to be documented. Not every joy needs an audience. And not every thought belongs on a screen. Some people avoid social media because they've realized something most of us forget. Life is fullest when it's lived, not posted. And in a world where everyone is trying so hard to be seen, they find peace in being beautifully, intentionally unseen.